Hey everyone. Okay. So let's today's topic, that is freedom is our birthright. Okay? So basically you have heard this term that freedom is my birthright and I shall have it. So this phrase was given by who? It was given by obvious name or a very popular name, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, right? So today we are going to learn about the radicals. In the last topic, we learned about moderates, INC leaders, and in today's video, we are going to learn about radicals who came after the moderates. So by the 1890s, many Indians began to raise questions about the political style of Congress because Congress took 20 years but did not was not doing anything very actively and not being a part of it. Here is a short, if you see in the pursuit of gold, here is a short source too, in which a moderate leader Dinshaw Vacha wrote to Dadabhai Nauroji in 1887 that Firoz Shah is nowadays too busy in his personal work, okay, and he's already rich enough, okay. So obviously in the congress, in the moderates, in the inc leaders, most of the people were rich enough that they can, they can do their work by themselves and they don't need anybody. So they are rich enough. And Mr. Telang, who was also a part of inc, he is also remains busy as Dinshaw Vacha. So I wonder, Dinshaw Vacha is saying that he wonders how, if all remain busy in the pursuit of gold, can the progress of the country be advanced? So, this was the question which was asked to Nauroji in 1887 by Dinshaw Vacha. So, this is basically showing that INC was not active in this freedom movement and was not actively participating in it. So that is why radicals has to raise their voice, and three radicals who began the journey of radicals were Bipin Chandrapal, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, here is the image of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and then Lala Lajpat Rai. Okay, this is Lala Lajpat Rai. So Bipin Chandrapal, Bipin Chandra. So here is Bipin Chandrapal. He belongs to which state of India? Bengal. Then Lala Lajpat Rai belongs to Punjab, and Bal Gangadhar Tilak belongs to Maharashtra. Okay, so these were the three states from Punjab, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bengal, Bipin Chandrapal, and Maharashtra, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So these were the three radicals who were arguing with the Congress INC leaders that Congress should stop their politics of prayers. What this politics of prayers means? Politics of prayers basically was that the INC leaders were writing petitions, were writing applications to the government. Then the government is not even responding to their applications, but still they have this feeling that after all, British is also a good British must be having good intentions for India. They will also work for India. They want to develop India. They have good intentions towards India, but the radicals were saying that Britishers is simply taking our freedom from us, and they want to emphasize the importance of independence and constructive work in the people of India. So they argued that we should rely on our own strength, not on the intentions or the better intentions, or government will do something for us. Government is not that bad. On these things we should rely lesser than what we should rely on our own strength, more than less than our own strength. Okay, so that is why Bal Gangadhar Tilak said, for my freedom, why should I be asking somebody else? Why should I be writing petitions to somebody else for my freedom? Because for according to his thought, that for Swaraj, all has to fight with all has to fight for their Swaraj. And Tilak raised the slogan that was, freedom is my birthright and I shall have it. Anyhow, okay? Now let's come to the next part. That was 1905. So basically, in 1905, Bengal was partitioned by the Lord Curzon or Viceroy Curzon at that time of India. Okay, so Bengal was partitioned, and it was being the biggest province of India, of British India, because Bengal included Bihar, and here you can see that it included Bihar, and as well as east. Here is the part of your Bihar, and parts of Orissa. Okay, and when it was partition, so it was like this. This is Eastern Bengal, and this is Indian Bengal. Okay, and after then, Eastern Bengal was being merged with Assam. Assam. Okay, Assam. So this is how partition of Bengal happened. By whom? By Lord Curzon. By Viceroy Curzon, this happened. So he was the current Viceroy of India in 1905. And when Indians asked the British why did they partition Bengal, so their answer was because of the administrative convenience. Now, what does this administrative convenience means? So basically, convenience. What does this? It is convenient for whom? It is easy for whom? It is being easy for clearly for Britishers, because the reason behind was this. The motives of British behind this, to reduce the influence of Bengali politicians. Okay, and if there will be a partition, so Bengali people will not be able to meet each other so fluently, and not that much frequently as well. So this, for to prevent this thing, to prevent the to prevent the um, agitations, or you can say to prevent the to prevent the oppositions towards British government. So to prevent these all things from Bengal, because most of the times this is from because of Bengali politicians. So for this thing they partition Bengal, and uh, East Bengal, the government separated East Bengal and merged it with Assam, as I showed you in the picture. Now, what was the reaction of Indians? Indians reacted that partition of Bengal obviously infuriated all the people, even if they are radicals or they are moderates, all came to the opposition and opposed it very in a very furorial way. Large public meetings and demonstrations were organized, and novel methods of mass protest developed. Okay, so radicals INC began to start public meetings to how to oppose this, how to do it, how to repeal this thing. But it wasn't repealed, and the struggle that this struggle was further named as further given the name as Swadeshi movement. Okay, and this was one of the strongest movements in Bengal and in the Andhra Pradesh area in our country. In that area, this movement was known as Vande Mataram movement. Vande Mataram movement. So this was all. Here is a caption below the picture of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. In this caption there is a very important knowledge, so I must be saying before the figures, below the figures, please read the captions. Must read the captions, because questions will definitely come from these captions. So what is this caption saying? That this is the image of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. As you can see, here is a newspaper just right over here, right? This newspaper is mentioned, if you see it very closely, if I zoom it, see, in Hindi, it is written Kesari, right? Kesari. So basically, Bal Gangadhar Tilak was the editor of Kesari newspapers, which was in Bengal, which was in, I guess, Punjab, very famous. No, it was a Marathi newspaper. I am sorry for that. It is a Marathi newspaper which was used to be edited by Tilak and became one of the strongest critics of British rule. Kesari newspaper was one of the critics of British rule. Okay, so now it is the first part of this paragraph. For the next part, please watch the next video, and that is it. So, if you have any kind of question or doubt related to this topic, please mention in the comment section. I'll definitely answer, and that's all. Thank you. Have a good day.